Good day, everyone, and welcome to another amazing, maybe, probably, episode of Chew and Chat on Frontier Patriot. I'm here with Ron Rayfield, and I'm Justine Dorn. We just made a really nice meal, and I mean we just made it, because that's usually what happens. I make it on Early American, and then 5 minutes later we sit down and we eat it on Frontier Patriot, where you are right now. So let's see, what do we got here? We got a chicken with celery and bacon. And celery's in season right now, and it has been for 200 years. It was recommended to be eaten in April. And then we have rice, because you can't eat anything without rice.
Right.
And then we have, by modern interpretations, a bread pudding. It was called originally in the receipt book, it's from 1824, a sippet pudding. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Sippet, but
Sippet?
Yeah, sip that water. But sippet usually means little pieces of bread that have been broken off. So like a bread pudding, and there's dried fruit on top of it. Because we don't have any fruit at the moment that's growing. It's April.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it April?
No, today is May 1st.
Yeah, today is May 1st. That's right. We're
May.
getting closer to strawberry season, so I'm happy about that. It's my favorite. Hey Ron, could you serve me up the meat? Thank you. I can do anything else, but the meat is for the boys to cut up.
Alrighty. I know you like the dark meat, so I'll give you the leg and the thigh area.
This is a little Cornish hen. And if I remember right, this receipt is from 1803, but this one's from 1824.
Celery?
Oh yeah, I need some greens. I do like greens. Thank you.
Some bacon in there
Yeah,
too.
there's some bacon in there. You can't really see it.
Rice?
Yes, please. Can't see it, but trust me, it's there. That'll do.
Okay.
Thank you. That's a pretty plate.
I spilled some of it. Yum, I'm messy.
Right. You all saw how he was eating in the last video, licking his fingers every 5 seconds. It
was finger licking good, as I say.
Yeah. When I was watching that, I was thinking, whoa. Because I have this thing, I don't like touching and eating food with my fingers. Unless I'm cooking it, then it's perfectly fine. Then I use my fingers all the time. But I don't like eating food with my fingers. So seeing Ron do that, I was dying inside.
I was living inside. My belly was very happy.
Yeah, he was living. He's just doing his thing.
So, this was supposed to have a gravy. It turned out to be more of a celery.
Cooked in creams.
Yeah, cream of celery.
Cream of celery.
Well, that's important.
The celery took up all the cream. So I think it'll be good and tender. And we have bread too, just in case we want bread. But every table needs bread, but I think I'll be okay with rice.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're going to pray before we eat.
It is your turn today.
Yes, I'll go for it. Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful meal. Thank you for the company I have. Thank you for our health and the health of everyone that's watching today and the health of all of our families. Thank you very much. In His name, amen.
Amen. Let's dig in.
Yes.
Want to do the
super unclassy ting? Ting! Here we go. I'm excited to see what the celery is like. Wow. It's good. It barely even tastes like I mean, there's an aftertaste of celery, but I cooked it in the bacon drippings, so it tastes like a smoky, bacony vegetable.
Yeah. It's almost like a noodle consistency. It tastes good. I wish there was a little more cream, but it's good.
After all the cream that we had in the last Chew and Chat, I don't want any more cream. Funny stories after that for the whole night. I was holding my stomach saying, oh, I want peppermint. Because peppermint calms my stomach, and we were looking if we had any peppermint candy, but we didn't. because I can't digest
All that
heavy food. Yeah, and that was, I mean, that'll give you gout right there. There was bacon, butter, chicken, and a ton of cream, which actually is what's in here, but not as much cream.
See, she's trying to kill me. You're the one cooking this stuff.
It looked interesting.
No, this is very good. The cream that didn't cook out is like clinging to this. It's kind of hard to see, but these are also, it's like it went inside of it because it's so good when you bite into it.
Yeah.
I quite like that.
Me too. I feel like even someone who doesn't like celery would probably like this.
We took something so healthy and then fattened it up with bacon grease and cream.
And then you like it.
And then
obviously.
You like it. Okay. I gotta complain about something.
What?
These dang forks. They're so long and they poke. They hurt. They're longer than modern forks, or at least this one here is.
Right. Yeah, historical forks are very sharp.
And they're long. A modern one would stop about, a half inch from there, but...
Historical forks are basically like knives that have been cut up with prongs, so you could actually seriously injure yourself.
Especially the two-pronger ones.
Go in a little strong.
The ones that got two prongs are like little pitchforks.
Right. Yeah, they can be pretty sharp.
That's why a lot of times you'll see people eat with their knife. They'll cut and they'll use their knife, which we have some, but they're not on our table. But yeah, because this thing's just...
It's dangerous.
Poking and it hurts.
Well, don't eat so aggressively, silly. That's right. That's right. That's why a lot of people back then only had spoons. But not everybody did. We're talking, by the 19th century, most people had forks. Maybe the early 18th century, 100 years ago, yeah, most people probably had spoons unless you were wealthy.
Spoons and knives. Forks weren't really needed. They'd just do like I did in the last video. Pick it up and...
Oh, no!
It was a fake!
Okay.
I faked it. There's no grease on my hands.
Chicken's good.
The bacon's good.
Yeah. I feel like this is a nice dish for spring. Because the chicken was boiled. So it has a great flavor. It tastes like chicken. But it's not greasy at all. So it's really refreshing and light for spring. And then it's surrounded by extremely heavy and thick celery.
Don't forget, if you want to see this being made, go to Early American like Justine said at the very beginning.
That's right.
That's the place to see it.
Yep.
Over there we cook it.
Over here we eat it.
Yep. Okay, I don't know how you're doing that. I have to use... I mean, when you go eat hot wings or fried chicken, you're grabbing it by the leg, so I don't...
That's not true. I usually get boneless wings.
What in the world is boneless wings?
It's chicken that's been deboned.
Can I do this if I just don't lick my fingers?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, it tastes good.
It does. It's not dry at all. It's good. Really simple, but really good.
Hope our chickies taste this good one day.
No.
Yeah, I didn't lick my fingers.
Good job, Ron.
See?
Exquisite. Exquisite work.
Boiled chicky skin, not my favorite.
We're never gonna eat our chickens, by the way.
Speak for yourself.
Well, probably not those ones. I mean, someday when we have our homestead, we are gonna butcher our own animals. But we only got 4 chickens. We're not gonna eat them. But lately they've been getting inside the cabin,
They
and Ron's been getting upset at them.
get in here and they poop in here. They're getting in the pot. I mean it.
You serious?
Yep. Whoever does it. Then I'm gonna get my tomahawk. You're gonna get your pot all fired up, and we're having dinner.
Okay. Steve, those chickens are sweet. They follow me everywhere I go. Chickies. Chickies. Chickies.
Oh, they're gonna be savory.
Why do you say oh? You madman.
How good.
Wow, he eats quick.
You're catching on.
I'm not even close. We got an hourglass on the table here, and Ron made it. And something else Ron made.
Boom. That was my fault.
Where's we got something, don't we? We got an ice cream maker.
Oh yeah.
Where's that?
Right there.
Ron made an ice cream maker. He made it.
So back then they had another name. I'm gonna butcher that name. So what did I say it was?
I don't know.
A sabate or something like that. I think it's French. Not sure. Anyways, we have a canister. This one's made of tin. They come with copper as well. So I made this one because copper ones are very expensive and hard to find for sale.
Yeah, copper probably holds on just to temperature better, which is why people wanted copper, but it wasn't mandatory. You didn't have to have it.
Right.
If you couldn't afford it.
And then we've got our old powder keg. So what you do is, you put a little bit of ice in the bottom, you put your ice cream inside this cylinder, this tube thingy.
Yeah.
You stick that in there, you sprinkle more ice around and your salt, and you just do this.
Show it to him.
For like 10 minutes. I don't want to give too much away.
I'll show him. Here's our barrel.
Alright.
It's empty, you can see.
So you would start out by putting a little bit of ice and salt in there. Then you want to put your canister in there that has your ice cream mixture in it. Then you fill the rest of it up with ice till you get to the top of this canister. And then you're going to hold it by its handle and twist back and forth, left and right for about 10 minutes. And then you're going to open it and stir your ice cream and then do it again for 3 or 4 cycles until you get the consistency of thickness you like.
Yeah, so you twist it until your wrist falls off.
Yeah, basically.
Like, yeah, I'll show them. I mean, the later Victorian ones and early 20th century ones, they have a crank on them. But at this period, you literally all you do is just this. You literally just do this horrible motion until you have carpal tunnel or until you fall asleep.
I mean, we could probably put a stick in there and just do this.
Yeah, maybe we could put a stick through this handle.
I don't have a stick handy, but...
So you would, inside here, to make your ice cream, you put cream, sugar, and whatever... Eggs. And whatever your ice cream base is.
Any fruit.
Like strawberries, mashed up strawberries, mashed up blackberries.
Chocolate?
No, I don't think they had chocolate ice cream back then. They had Parmesan and fish ice creams, but they haven't yet invented chocolate ice cream, at least not that I'm aware of. I mean, they might have had it. I just don't know about it. But they also had currant ice cream, which is one of the dried fruits that's on this bread pudding, the darker fruit, that's currants. Currants was in everything back then.
They're like raisins for those of you who
Yeah, they're like raisins. And that's probably the one that someday we're going to make, either strawberry or currant ice cream.
Strawberry sounds good.
Yeah, strawberry does sound good. I'm just waiting for it to be in season.
So anyways, keep a lookout for that video when strawberries are in season.
Right. I'm excited for that. I mean, I'm not excited for the work that goes into it, but...
Maybe I can help you in that one.
Sure. I mean, I wouldn't turn down help.
They haven't seen me in a while over there, so...
No. He's around. He helps me.
I'm always busy.
Yeah. He comes by when the food's over, when the food's done.
Well, I'm ready for some bread pudding, I think.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of desserts with ice cream, this is what we have for a dessert today. And that slice that's already missing out, that's in my belly right now. I already ate it. It was pretty good. It really does taste like bread pudding, just with raisins on it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've never had bread pudding before, it's kind of like a soggier French toast.
Oh yeah. Plate's clean.
Bones.
Oh, there's some rice.
Wow, we are some civilized folk.
Well, we're out here in the back country.
Right. Yeah, don't tell anyone we really eat like this out in the back country. Don't tell anybody.
All right.
And I usually don't like bread pudding. I don't like the texture of it. I love French toast. But that's pretty good.
I don't know if it's good yet.
Yeah, he hasn't tried it.
Can I get some, please?
Where are you going to put it? You're not going to put it on that, are you?
Yeah. Why not? Here. Thank you.
It's still warm, but it's not hot. The plate, at least. And because it's kind of like soggy French toast, you serve it with a spoon. Because it's not going to keep its shape if you scoop it up like a cake.
Right, it's not a cake or a pie, it's pudding.
Yeah, it's pudding. Sip it pudding.
Ooh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, dear.
And the original receipt said to use currants or raisins. So I took that as an invitation to do both, naturally. But I think that the raisins was a better idea.
This is delicious.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
I love it.
He does like bread pudding.
I love all pudding.
Mm-hmm. And I added cinnamon because it didn't say to add cinnamon. It said to use nutmeg, and I thought, well, that just ain't right. Whoever wrote that don't know what they're doing. So I added cinnamon and nutmeg, and I added currants and raisins. Because, you know, a lot of the receipts back then were just kind of guides.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't exactly like, you have to do it this way, which is why a lot of them are super, super vague. Like, it'll say, like for the last dish that we ate a few days ago, it said, cook your chicken in a strong gravy. Cook until tender. You know, just super, super vague. Like, what gravy? What's in the gravy? What kind of gravy? How long do you cook it? It doesn't say. It's super vague because you're supposed to kind of change it and add it. Add whatever you want to it.
Mm-hmm. Make it your own.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I like this.
You do like it?
I do.
Yeah. If you like bread pudding, you will like this.
I will have another piece.
Okay.
You could even booze this up if you wanted to. Add some rum or some brandy.
Well, originally the receipt recommends to have it with a wine sauce.
I don't know about that, but
Exactly.
we're not wine drinkers.
No.
You have to have a taste for wine.
Yeah, we don't like wine. So we didn't make the wine sauce.
And we don't like whiners either.
No, we don't like whiners. And don't feel bad if you can't find currants, although if you go to the store, currants are usually right by the raisins. But if you can't get currants, this tastes just fine with raisins.
Thank you.
And I chose yellow raisins because I thought it looked pretty. But you can just use the regular dark raisins. I don't think it makes much of a difference.
Thank you. You read my mind.
Oh, what?
I was
Oh,
ready to
want
ask.
more?
Yeah, I was going to ask for more.
All right. Well, I saw how quickly he was eating, and the fact he said he wanted another plate was also a good indication that he wanted more food. Well, there you go. Glad you like it. And you can make it with the wine sauce if you wish. On Early American, I always include a picture of the original receipt as it was in the book 200 years ago at the end of my videos. So it's there if you want to see it. I always put the picture, I always reference it. I tell you what book it's from and what year, what edition I'm using. Because a lot of the books, they go through 10 editions. So you'll have a book that was originally published in, I don't know, 1788. But 5 editions later, it's still a very popular best-selling cookbook in the year 1820. Mm-hmm. So I'll tell you what edition I used. Glad you like it. Yeah, you could probably add brandy to it. Though probably as a sauce afterwards. Maybe don't cook it in there. I don't know how that would work.
I don't know.
Might work. Or it might make the eggs separate. I don't know.
Oh, real quick. Thank you to everybody that has become a member on Frontier Patriot. That's where that little, there's a little button that says join at the bottom of this viewing screen you guys are watching right now. We've had a few people join this past week, so that's really awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah. And thank you for watching the videos.
There's different levels. I told Ron I want to be the chicken level.
We got one level out right now called the egg basket, I think. So that gets you, there's a little bit of special content, kind of behind the scenes type photos that we'll post. We got one photo up right now, but only members can see that. So as we get more, we'll get more and more and more stuff flowing through that. So thank you.
All right. Glad you like it.
Me too. I want more, but I better stop there.
Yeah, just take that whole plate with you.
Okay.
Seriously?
Sure.
Oh my gosh. Ron, you're out of control. This man is out of control, people.
There. That's all I have.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're not fully out of control, you're just kind of half out of control. You know what I love? I love this about historical cooking. Is, in a way, the fact that the receipts are so vague makes it fun. Because I'm not the only channel, obviously, that does historical cooking. There's probably half a dozen or so of them that are on YouTube. And everyone interprets a dish slightly differently. So the final dish always looks different, and I love that. And anyone that's at home that tries to recreate these dishes, some of you guys have sent me photos of what you've made, and it usually does look different than mine. Because everyone's interpretation is different. You know, like it might say, like with the sausage and apple videos, some people use loose sausage, other people use links.
Yeah.
Other people use green apples, some use red, some use yellow. Some people use sweet sausages, some use spicy. There's just so many different ways that you could interpret it. I love that.
Makes it fun.
Yeah, it makes it fun. Because realistically, even back then, every household, they would have been making these dishes in the kitchen and they all looked a little different, depending on who's cooking them. Because the instructions are so vague.
Different region, different type of people.
Yeah.
Dutch, Spanish,
German.
English, German, French.
Right. And you would have customized it a little bit based off of what you had in your kitchen. Maybe the master of the house, he just really likes this one particular dish, but celery isn't in season. So instead of celery, you could have used spinach or peas. So it really isn't black and white. You know, modern cookbooks are black and white. You have to follow them. That's why they're very detailed. But back then, recipes are literally 3 sentences long. And you can totally change it. You know, if you have a dietary preference, if you can't digest certain things very well, if you hate celery, then just substitute it for something else that's green. I mean, if you want to be very loyal to the receipt, then try it like how we made it. We made it as it said, but you can play around with it if you want. You know, I've had some people that even comment that they remove the meat from the dishes and they make it vegetarian. You do you. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that. I love how everyone interprets the dishes differently. Ron's happy. Can you tell?
I'm happy. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
He's
content.
happy.
I'm very content.
He's content. Right. Yeah, this is a happy man right here. He's full of chicken and rice and bread pudding. And maybe a slice of bread, because I noticed one slice is missing.
Was good. Nobody makes butter the way you make butter.
Oh, well, thank you.
Or bakes bread the way you bake bread.
Well, thank you. Or rice. You forgot to say rice.
You didn't bake the rice, though. I said bake the bread.
Oh.
Make the rice. Yeah, nobody makes rice like
yeah,
you.
that's right. You don't bake rice, technically. I guess not. Or else it would be quite dry.
Yes. No, that was good. I feel great right now.
You feel great.
I feel like I could go chop 3 trees down and...
Well, that's great, because that's exactly what I need you to do.
What
a great coincidence.
We're getting low on wood.
Exactly. Yeah, we go through a lot of wood.
I mean, if I don't chop any, we'll be out in 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Is it easier to chop wood in winter or summer?
Neither.
See, I always imagined that would be easier in winter, just because the wood is drier. No?
It's frozen.
Frozen.
You're cold.
Well, you're frozen.
The only cons of doing it, or the pros of doing it in the wintertime, is there's no poison ivy, there's no ticks, there's no snakes.
Oh, yeah.
And no sweat burn my eyes.
I mean, everything you said there, though, that makes it better.
But when you mash your finger, or your toes are numb, and trees have water, so they freeze too. Maybe not all the way, but the fibers tighten up and they do get harder.
Right.
So summertime, they're more juicier and they're wet.
Ooh, a juicy tree. So anyway, like I said, winter is better.
Fall, maybe fall.
Fall.
Fall's probably the best.
I can see that. Right. A lot of juicy trees out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go through a lot of wood. And trees are deceptively heavy.
Oh, yeah.
They don't look like they're heavy, but some trees weigh thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
They really don't look heavy like that. You realize how heavy they are when there's a really bad storm outside and an old big tree falls down, and that horrible loud sound. Yeah, then you realize, and it just destroys everything in its path as it falls, then you realize, yeah, that's a 2,000-pound tree.
Oh, yeah. Probably even more than that.
Really?
It's crazy how heavy they are.
Really?
And, today we tried to build things with dry wood so it doesn't shrink. Well, back then they didn't have that luxury. I mean, I'm sure some people were able to cut the wood down and save it for a year or two for it to semi-dry out, but they would have just built with it usually.
If you were desperate for shelter.
No, most of them would have just built with it wet.
Why?
It's easier to work with, but it's very heavy.
Oh.
But it shrinks up, so you have to, if you're doing panelings on walls, like back then a lot of people had panelings and stuff, you have to adjust for that because it's going to shrink, expand, twist.
Right.
But it's easier to do the notches and stuff while it's wet.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. When I was a kid in Virginia, I lived through, I think it was Hurricane Sandy, if I'm remembering the name of it.
I think that's the one.
I just know it was a really bad hurricane, one that was all over the news. Everyone was talking about it. And I remember, you don't sleep much through that. So I remember just laying in bed at night and being terrified because it was so loud outside. But my neighbor had a giant oak tree, old oak tree. In the middle of the night, all of a sudden my eyes snap open because I hear this horrible ripping sound. Like it's ripping out of the ground.
Yeah.
The roots are ripping out. And then the whole tree just went, and this massive sound of it hitting the dude's roof. I mean, no one was hurt or anything, but I remember it was the loudest sound I've ever heard in my life. And I don't know if it's because I was a kid and my memory has fogged it up, or if it really was that loud, because I just remember it being louder than any gunshot I've ever heard.
Wow.
So those trees are heavy and very dangerous. It's very dangerous to be a logger.
What's a dude?
Did I say dude?
Yeah, what's a dude?
I don't know. I think I read it in a book once and I just picked it up.
So you just call a person a dude?
The dude lived.
Is that a cool thing to do? Call people dudes?
In the future it is.
Kind of sounds sketchy.
Okay, let's start doing it.
Hey, dude.
Hey, dude. Hey, dude. He needs to read more books like me, and then he can pick up on these cool, these catchy, these hip sayings. Yeah. So I've had guns shot right next to my ear before without protection, and that was still the loudest thing I've ever heard. It was very scary.
Oh, that's loud.
Yeah, they're very heavy.
Hey, y'all should go back and watch one of the second video I'm in. Justine learns to shoot a musket over on Early American.
Oh yeah, we had squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had squirrel.
She knows how to shoot.
Oh yeah.
Even though the gun is taller than her. By like
Right.
1 inch.
Right.
That was a 75 caliber Brown Bess that she shot. This is the 50 caliber Kentucky. It's a little shorter, but
You say I'm a pretty good shot.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially with pistol, you're a very good
Yeah.
shot.
I mean, I very rarely miss. I have pretty good aim,
Yeah,
which
well,
is surprising considering my eyesight is quite bad.
if I was a old scallywag, I'd be
Pirate.
running away from you.
Yeah. Yeah. Once.
And you've seen her shoot also. You finished off Lafayette.
Well, yeah.
Right here.
Right
You
there.
shot him right in the head.
Yeah, it's hard to survive. It's hard to walk away from that, especially at point blank range. If you're watching this, don't tell anyone it was actually me. And don't tell Arthur that Lafayette is no longer on this side of the dirt, please.
Yeah, he thinks he's still alive.
Yeah, he thinks he's still alive.
We're going to have to start looking for our treasure chest.
Well, we know where his house is. We know where Lafayette's house is.
we need to look
We
in his
figured it
files.
out. Yeah, we figured out where his house is. His house with 4 rooms or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to sneak over there and see if maybe we can find a clue.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that if I open a drawer or something, it'll just miraculously, a map or something, I don't know, something that'll really guide us in the right direction.
Well, we won't know till we look.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. We might go there and it might be, I mean, Lafayette's been gone for a while. They might have torn down the house, or the house might be completely gutted on the inside. He might not have ever put furniture in it, or they took the furniture out.
Probably ransacked the place.
Yeah, knowing how his friends are, his friends probably ransacked the place.
But if it is real, the treasure is real, he wouldn't just have those documents laying out in the middle of nowhere.
No, common sense says he wouldn't.
So I doubt them dummies would find it. So we have to investigate.
Yeah, sooner rather than later, before Arthur figures out what we're figuring out.
Yeah.
That we need to go over there.
Which reminds me, I gotta go there next week and give our $1 rent.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Rent's coming due?
y'all won't see me next weekend.
Yeah.
I'll be gone. She'll be here.
Yeah, I'll just be here by myself.
So y'all are gonna stay with her this time.
Yeah, we'll have a solo chew chat. I'll try to amuse you guys. Maybe I'll perform a little dance or something
Oh no.
in the background. I don't know, but I'll try something to amuse you guys. Something. I genuinely have no idea yet, but... And you be safe out there, okay?
Oh, I will. I'm locked and loaded.
Right. We've been eating pretty good lately because we've saved a lot of money on rent.
Yeah.
And I even got this new dress. I hope you guys like. It's a gray dress because we've been saving money from the rent that we have not been paying because of me and my spoon.
Yes.
And Ron has finally admitted that I did the right thing by reducing our rent.
Well, it was dangerous, but
It was dangerous, yeah.
I'm fortunate you got the rent.
And we are now 6 feet deep in a bizarre drama that we cannot get out of because now we have to find Lafayette even though he's dead.
We don't have to find him, we just have to find the treasure before Arthur finds out.
Yeah, we have to find the treasure.
And then hide it so nobody else finds it.
Or maybe we can, just secretly take a handful of it and put it away and then give the rest to Arthur, like, oh, here you go, we found it. And then secretly we have
I won't give him
half
that.
of it.
He don't deserve that. He got enough silver from the British when he betrayed our Our unit. He basically pulled a Benedict Arnold. But he was lower on the totem pole. He just left the gates unlocked.
Well, what if it's more than $20? You know how much chicken you could buy for $30? That's like 2 months of chicken. You know how much bread pudding? I mean, forget bread pudding. We would have.
Don't forget about the bread pudding.
No, but we would have.
Don't talk about my bread pudding that way.
Gold encrusted 12th night cakes every single day. Or cakes with rum sauce. Or just French things. Macaroons and fancy breads. And goose and duck.
Okay.
And I don't even know what else is eaten by the rich. I mean,
ice cream?
Ice cream. Yeah, ice cream. Brandy flavored ice cream. Just something so excessive that we don't need but we want. And that's how the rich live.
Can I get a new horse?
If it's more than $20, you can get a horse and a barn to put that horse in, and a new cart. And that cart can be padded with red velvet cushions with gold tassels on it. You see how happy Ron is because he had bread pudding? Imagine if this was Ron every single day. You see this poor starving man. Please help our charity, called the Ron Charity. Make him smile and happy.
My face is frozen because I'm so happy.
Yeah, he's so happy. I mean, just the thought makes him happy. So, we gotta find that treasure. I mean, if it's even real and Arthur isn't crazy. Okay, you can stop being happy. You're a little too happy. Turn it off. Yeah, I'd probably get a new dress every week. Oh, actually, I'm not into such things. I just want...
Are you sure about that?
No, I only want a new dress every other month. If I was rich. But I would like to have a lot of land. And I would like to have a nice house. Not too big.
We got a nice house here.
This is a nice house. But maybe a house that has 4 rooms.
Second floor?
No, there surely won't be that much money in the chest. But 4 rooms. Currently we have 2 rooms. So, we'll look. We'll look.
Well. Now.
Are you full?
I'm full.
Okay, then I guess we're gonna go off somewhere and plot our riches someday, maybe, possibly.
Maybe we can take a stroll down to the creek. It's beautiful out
Yeah,
today.
it is beautiful today. Yeah, we can just go walk on out there and sit and enjoy the rest of this beautiful day, and you guys do the same. So take care. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I'm full. I shouldn't eat the second helping of that pie.
That's bread pudding, Ron.
Or, yeah. The first piece put me up, and the second piece brought me down.